Kazakhstan owns large reserves of energy resources, and therefore the energy policy of Kazakhstan has influence over the world's overall energy supply. Although Kazakhstan has not described itself as an energy superpower, Kazakhstan's President Nursultan Nazarbayev has claimed Kazakhstan will become a factor of energy security in Asia and Europe. Kazakhstan has a strategic geographical location to control oil and gas flows from Central Asia to East and West. Kazakhstan is a partner country of the EU INOGATE energy program, which has four key topics: enhancing energy security, convergence of member state energy markets on the basis of EU internal energy market principles, supporting sustainable energy development, and attracting investment for energy projects of common and regional interest. On January 1, 2013, Kazakhstan became the first country in Central Asia to launch an economy-wide carbon emissions system to cap emissions from its biggest emitters in the energy, coal, oil and gas extraction sectors. Overview: the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources was the responsible governmental agency for energy policies until March 2010, when it was dissolved and replaced by the Ministry of Oil and Gas and the Ministry for Industry and New Technologies. In June 2003, the government of Kazakhstan announced a new Caspian Sea development program, according to which new offshore blocks of oil and gas to be auctioned. In 2005, the government introduced new restrictions granting to the state-owned oil and gas company Kazmunagas status of contractor and at least half of any production sharing agreement. New tax structure enforced in January 2004 included a so-called rent tax on exports, a progressive tax that increases as oil prices grow. The amendment raised the government's share of oil income to a range of 65 to 85%. The new structure includes an excess profit tax, and limits foreign participation to 50% in each offshore project with no guarantees of operatorship. In 2005, Kazakhstan amended the subsoil law to preempt the sale of oil assets in the country and to extend the government's power to buy back energy assets. By limiting the transfer of property rights to strategic assets in Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan projects to inject 9.4 trillion tenge to prop up its power sector until 2030. Some 5.5 trillion tenge will be directed to power generation, 1.4 trillion to the national power grid and 2.5 trillion tenge to regional power distribution companies. The draft published in October 2012 provides for creating a unified power system, reducing environmental stress, increasing the share of renewable energy sources in Kazakhstan's power generation, and introducing energy-efficient technologies. In 2013, Kazakhstan adopted the Energy Efficiency 2020 program that would reduce emission 10% every year until 2015. Adopted by Prime Minister Serhik Agmatov, this new law would help reduce emissions and help with energy-efficient solutions from large companies to small families. 2,000 industrial enterprises would be energy audits to meet with the new law. The program in the long run reduces the amount of energy per square meter by 30% and reduce costs by 14%. Electricity. The law on electricity was adopted in July 2004. Another basic act regulating electricity market is the law on natural monopolies, which was last amended in December 2004. The market regulator is the Agency for Regulation of Natural Monopolies. Kazakhstan's electricity system includes 71 power plants with total installed capacity of 18,572 megawatts. The largest power plant is a coal-fired AES Ekibastuz GRES-2 in north-central Kazakhstan. 86.5% of electric power generation has been privatized. The government does not regulate prices for electricity, and consumers have free choice among providers of electric power. Transmission system is owned and operated by the state-owned company KEGOC. As of the 1st of January 2006, the total length of transmission lines was 23,383 kilometers. There are 18 regional distribution companies. Government regulates transmission and distribution tariffs. Renewable energy. Kazakhstan possesses 5 operational hydroelectric plants which provide roughly 12% of the electricity generation. The majority of the facilities are located on the Irtysh River. Other renewables are largely undeveloped, although Kazakhstan has potential in renewable energy resources. Renewable energy sources could be particularly attractive in isolated rural areas. Nuclear energy. Kazakhstan currently has no nuclear power generation capacity, as the Aktau nuclear reactor, the country's only nuclear power plant, was shut down in June 1999. However, there is currently a plan to build a new 1,500 megawatts nuclear plant in the southeast of Kazakhstan, near Lake Balkhash. Energy transportation. Kazakhstan's oil pipeline system is operated by KazTransoil, which was formed in 1997 when the two previous oil pipeline companies were combined. It is owned 100% by KazMunayGas, which is also the owner of KazTransGas, which along with KazRosGas are the two principal gas transportation companies. KazRosGas is a joint venture between KazMunayGas and Gazprom, which is involved in the export and trade of gas with Russia. Oil pipelines. Main oil export routes of the Caspian Pipeline Consortium and the Atyrau-Samara oil pipeline to Russia, and Kazakhstan-China oil pipeline to China. Kazakhstan is also a transit country for the Omsk-Pavlodar-Shymkent Turkmenabat pipeline. The Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline and Nika in Iran could be supplied by oil tankers. In addition, for the export to neighboring countries, the rail transport is used. The Kazakhstan oil infrastructure is considered to be in poor condition, which has constrained possible exports. Currently, exports excluding the Caspian Pipeline Consortium is limited to 500,000 barrels d. Kazakhstan is also further hampered as the oil pipeline infrastructure is not set up to transport oil from the producing assets in the west to the main refineries located in the east of the country. The CPC provides an important outlet for Kazakhstan oil, and it is expected that it will be upgraded so as to export close to 15 million barrels d. Natural gas pipelines. The natural gas trunk pipeline system stretches 10,138 kilometers. The major transit pipelines of the Central Asia Center gas pipeline system and the Bukhara-Urals pipeline, which transport natural gas from Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan to Russia, and Orenburg-Novopstov pipeline and Soyuz pipeline from Orenburg processing plant to Europe. The Gazli-Bishkek pipeline transports natural gas from Uzbekistan to Kyrgyzstan. The Central Asia Center and the Bukhara-Urals pipelines, as also the Bukhara-Tashkent-Bishkek-Almaty pipeline, are also main import pipelines. The main gas export goes to Orenburg processing plant in Russia. The export to Russia goes also through the Central Asia Center and the Bukhara-Urals pipelines. There is plan to build a natural gas pipeline to China. To supply this pipeline, the Ishim-Petropavlovsk-Kokshetau-Astana pipeline is planned. International cooperation. Kazakhstan, the European Union, On 4 December 2006, Kazakhstan and the European Union signed a Memorandum of Understanding, which sets the framework for deeper energy cooperation. The memorandum establishes roadmaps on energy security and industrial cooperation. It was accompanied by a cooperation agreement to develop nuclear trade. Kazakhstan, Russia. Kazakhstan and Russia have close cooperation on energy issues. On 3 October 2006, during the President's meeting in Oral, Kazakhstan and Russia agreed to set up a gas condensate processing joint venture between Gazprom and Kazmunagas in Orenburg, which will be supplied from the Karachaganak field. The gas supply agreement was signed on 10 May 2007 in Astana. On 7 December 2006, the Kazakhstan's Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources Bakhti Kara-Ismakombatov and the chief of the Russian Federal Atomic Energy Agency Sergei Kiriyenko signed an agreement, in which Russia pledged to assist Kazakhstan in its nuclear program in return for shipments of uranium from Kazakhstan to Russia, where the uranium will be enriched. In addition, President of Kazatomprom Mukhtar Dazakashev, and Director of Russian uranium trade at Texnobexport Vladimir Smirnov signed a deal in which Texnobexport will provide information regarding construction, transportation and logistics to help Kazakhstan develop its nuclear program. Russia already agreed earlier in 2006 to help Kazakhstan build 2 nuclear power plants. On 10 May 2007, Russia and Kazakhstan agreed to set up an international uranium enrichment center in Angarsk, East Siberia. The center is planned to come on stream in 2013. On 12 May 2007, Vladimir Putin of Russia, Nursultan Nazarbayev of Kazakhstan and Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov of Turkmenistan signed an agreement providing for Central Asian gas to be exported to Europe through the reconstructed and expanded western branch of the Central Asia Center gas pipeline system. Kazakhstan Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. On October 17, 2013, the International Board of the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative designated Kazakhstan EITI compliant. Claire Short, chair of the EITI board, said, "Kazakhstan has reached an important milestone by becoming a full member of the EITI family. I hope that all parties will now work to ensure that this increase in transparency will lead to reform in the management of the extractive industries, bringing real benefits to the people of Kazakhstan and providing leadership in other countries in the region." Low-enriched uranium bank. On August 27, 2015, the International Atomic Energy Agency and Kazakhstan signed an agreement to set up the IAEA Low-enriched Uranium Bank in Oskmen, Kazakhstan. The IAEA LEU Bank, operated by Kazakhstan, will be a physical reserve of LEU available for eligible IAEA member states. Bibliography